The summer of 2024 was one of those seasons that felt like it was holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. I'm James, 35 years old, and I've been married to Emily for a decade now. She's 40, with this quiet grace that still makes my heart skip a beat when she walks into a room. We live in a small house just outside Asheville, North Carolina, where the mountains seem to cradle you in their arms and the air smells like pine and possibility. Our life together has been good, steady, warm, like a fire that's been burning just right for years. But that summer, Emily gave me a gift. Not the kind you wrap in paper, but the kind that changes the way you see love. The way you see life. It started on a July evening. The kind where the sky is painted in pinks and oranges, and the cicadas hum like they're singing the world to sleep. Emily and I were sitting on our porch, her feet tucked under her on the swing, a glass of sweet tea sweating in her hand. She looked at me, her hazel eyes catching the last of the sunlight, and said, "James, I've been thinking." Now, when Emily says she's been thinking, I know to listen. She's not one for idle words. Her thoughts are like rivers, deep, steady, and they always lead somewhere worth going. "I want to give you something," she said, her voice soft but sure. "Something different. Something that's us, but bigger." I raise an eyebrow, curious, but she just smiled that half smile of hers, the one that says she is already 3 steps ahead. "You'll see," she said, and leaned over to kiss me, her lips warm and familiar, tasting faintly of mint from the tea. The next week, she told me her plan. Her friend Sarah was coming to stay with us for a few days. Sarah was 38, single, and had been Emily's best friend since their college days at UNC. They'd share dorm rooms, late-night talks, and dreams of futures that hadn't quite turned out the way they planned. Sarah was vibrant, with a laugh that could fill a room and a way of moving that made you notice her, whether you meant to or not. She'd been through a rough divorce a couple of years back, and Emily worried about her, the way you worry about someone who's been part of your heart for so long. "Sarah needs to feel alive again," Emily said one night as we lay in bed, the fan spinning lazily above us. "And I think we can help her, together." Her words hung in the air, heavy with meaning I didn't fully grasp yet. I propped myself up on one elbow, looking at her. "What are you saying, Em?" I asked, my voice low, searching her face. She reached out, her fingers tracing the line of my jaw. "I'm saying I love you enough to share something beautiful with her. With you. If you're okay with it, I won't mind." My heart raced. Emily and I had always been open with each other, honest about desires, dreams, the things that make a marriage more than just a contract. But this was new territory, a gift wrapped in trust and love, and a kind of courage I didn't know she had. We talked late into the night, her voice steady, her words painting a picture of connection, not just between us, but with Sarah, too. A moment of intimacy that wasn't about possession or jealousy, but about giving, about living fully in the fleeting time we have. Sarah arrived on a Friday, her red convertible pulling into our driveway with a cloud of dust. She stepped out, her dark hair catching the sun, her smile wide but tinged with something fragile, like she was trying to remember how to be happy. Emily ran out to hug her, and I watched from the porch, feeling the weight of what was coming, the trust Emily was placing in me, in us. That night, we grilled steaks in the backyard, the air thick with the smell of charcoal and summer grass. Sarah told stories of their college days sneaking into bars on Franklin Street, dancing until dawn, dreaming of lives bigger than the ones they'd ended up with. Emily laughed, her hand resting on mine, and I felt the warmth of her love, steady as ever. After dinner, we moved inside, the 3 of us sitting on the couch with a bottle of red wine. The conversation slowed, the air growing heavy with unspoken things. Emily looked at Sarah, then at me, and I saw that half smile again. "Sarah," she said, her voice soft, "you've always been part of us, your family, and I want you to feel loved, the way James and I love each other." Sarah's eyes widened, her breath catching, but she didn't pull away. She looked at me, then back at Emily, and I saw the moment she understood. What happened next wasn't rushed or frantic. It was slow, deliberate, like a dance we were all learning together. Emily took Sarah's hand, then mine, and led us to our bedroom, where the moonlight spilled through the window, casting shadows on the quilt we'd had since our wedding day. There was no awkwardness, no hesitation, just a shared understanding that this was a gift, a moment of connection that went beyond words. Sarah's touch was tentative at first, her fingers brushing against mine, then bolder, her body moving with a rhythm that spoke of need and release. Emily was there, her presence a quiet anchor, her love the thread that held us all together. As Sarah moved with me, her breath warm against my skin, I felt something deeper than desire. It was the weight of trust, the beauty of vulnerability. She moaned softly, her voice a mix of longing and relief, and I glanced at Emily, who was watching us with a smile that said she'd known all along this was right. It wasn't about me or Sarah or even Emily alone, it was about us. All three of us, sharing something rare and fleeting. Something that made us feel alive in a way we hadn't in years. The next morning, the house was quiet, the kind of quiet that feels sacred, like the world is holding its breath. Sarah was gone by noon, her convertible kicking up dust as she drove away, her smile brighter than when she'd arrived. Emily and I sat on the porch again, her head resting on my shoulder. "You okay?" she asked, her voice soft, searching. I nodded, pulling her closer. "More than okay," I said. "You gave me something I didn't know I needed, something we all needed." As the weeks passed, I kept thinking about that night, not just the physicality of it, but the way it made me see Emily anew. At 40, she was more beautiful to me than ever, not because of her looks, though she's still stunning, but because of her heart. She'd given me a gift that wasn't just about desire, but about trust, about living bravely, about loving without fear. It made me think about my own life, about the years I'd spent chasing things: money, stability. The next milestone, when maybe what mattered most was right here, in the quiet moments, in the way Emily's hand felt in mine. I'm 35 now, and I've learned something from Emily, from that summer. Love isn't about holding tight to what you have. It's about opening your heart wide enough to let others in, even for a moment. It's about trusting that the people you love can surprise you, can show you parts of yourself you didn't know were there. Sarah calls sometimes, her voice lighter now, and I know that night meant something to her, to not just the act, but the feeling of being seen, of being wanted, of being part of something bigger. Sometimes, when the evenings are warm and the cicadas start their song, Emily and I sit on the porch and talk about that summer. We don't need to relive it. It's part of us now, woven into the fabric of our marriage like the quilt on our bed. I think about how life moves fast, how we're all just trying to hold on to the moments that make us feel alive. At 35, I'm starting to understand that love isn't just one thing, it's 1,000 small choices, 1,000 shared breaths, 1,000 ways to say yes to the people who matter most. And Emily, she's still my anchor, my fire, my home. At 40, she's teaching me what it means to live with a full heart, to give without losing, to love without fear. That summer, she gave me a gift, not just a night with Sarah, but a lesson in what love can be when you let it breathe, when you let it grow. And for that, I'll always be grateful.